You don't have to suffer to show suffering. Akira. You don't have to suffer to show suffering. You don't have to be filled with turmoil to show turmoil. Have it in the story. Have it in the story. I don't know what goes on in artists' heads, but I think all the great artists loved working. A lot of people say, well, suffering is good for art. Look at Van Gogh, they say. And I say, let's take a look at Van Gogh. Van Gogh didn't go out painting because he hated it. The only time he was happy probably was when he was painting. He painted because he loved to paint, and the rest of his life was pretty miserable. He didn't sell anything, he was broke. A lot of times he's probably really hungry. It's just common sense. You don't have to suffer to show suffering.
Yeah. You don't have to suffer
to show suffering. It's just common sense. Suffering is the enemy. Negativity is the enemy of creativity. It's common sense. If someone is depressed, they say they don't even feel like getting out of bed, let alone working. If you're sad or if you're filled with bitter anger, that occupies the mind. Maybe you do angry paintings, so what? You can do angry paintings, but be happy in the doing. You don't have to suffer to show suffering. Suffer to show suffering. It's just common sense. You don't have to suffer to show suffering. You don't have to suffer to show suffering. It's just common sense.
Yeah, what's up? You do not have to suffer. You show suffering. Shouts out to everybody. Smash you on the like. Make yourselves welcome. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Broadcasting live from Don Studios, Nashville. Premiering the all-new Dontron background visualization contraption that I've made. Today I made... Where is it? Where's my HUD? I have a HUD. There it is. This is the PXL1. I say 1, this is the 4th variation. I should probably add A, B, C, D, E type situation to it. And this is in the roads domain. We might move into some other domains, but we have a number of lovely roads to travel and a checker plane, but and a train window. Let's stay on this desert road for now as we journey. We have a public service announcement from a friend of the channel, one of our producers, in fact, formerly known as iSawyer. Says, "What up, Wave Riders? I updated my YouTube handle recently, so now it matches my Discord. Just a heads up, the artist formerly known as iSawyer7241 is now Zeus Laser, which is frankly a far superior name, I would say." Let me hide the HUD. Also, a little thing with this with Dontron Pixel 1 is it now has day and night mode, which I can trigger. Here we are. We're now switching into night mode, day mode, night mode. So we might transition later, but we're in day mode right now. Because where I am, it's the day. It's also apparently the day that the World Cup final is happening right now. Wife said, I saw you announced the stream. You do understand it's the World Cup right now. I said, I cannot. This does not concern me. I care not for any cups, be they World Cups, be they localized cups. like Taza, El Taza, La Taza is not my domain of concern. I don't care if everybody's watching the World Cup. I scheduled to stream and I shall stream, by Jove. Feel free to have the World Cup on in the background. And to those of you listening across space and time, did somebody win? I suppose they must have. Go sports. My wife likes the sports. I do not care too much. I have only so much room in my life, and all of my fighting energy I need to put into these things. I don't need my fighting energy, siphoned off into the world of sports ball, thus that I may not be as sharp and violent as I could be. You see, so I keep my sharpness and my violence for my chosen endeavors.
Suffer to show suffering.
Jung,
You don't have
I want to
suffer
read
to show
a passage from one of his lectures,
You don't have to
which I think is
to show
one of the greatest things he ever wrote, and which has been a very marvelous thing for me. People forget that even doctors have moral scruples, and that certain patients' confessions are hard even for a doctor to swallow. Yet the patient does not feel himself accepted, unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Yet the patient does not feel himself accepted, unless the very worst of him is accepted too. No one can bring this about by mere words. It comes only through reflection, and through the doctor's attitude towards himself and his own dark side. If the doctor wants to guide another, or even accompany him a step of the way, he must feel with that person's psyche when he passes judgment. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Yet the patient does not feel himself accepted, unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Whether he puts his judgments into words or keeps them to himself makes not the slightest difference. To take the opposite position and to agree with the patient offhand is also of no use. Feeling comes only through unprejudiced objectivity. This sounds almost like a scientific precept, and it could be confused with a purely intellectual, abstract attitude of mind. But what I mean is something quite different. It is a human quality, a kind of deep respect for the facts, for the man who suffers from them, and for the riddle of such a man's life. The truly religious person has this attitude. He knows that God has brought all sorts of strange and inconceivable things to pass, and seeks in the most curious ways to enter a man's heart. He therefore senses in everything the unseen presence of the divine will. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Yet the patient does not feel himself accepted, unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Yet the patient does not feel himself accepted, unless the very worst of him is accepted too. This is what I mean by unprejudiced objectivity. It is a moral achievement on the part of the doctor, who ought not to let himself be repelled by sickness and corruption.
Pattern recognition. machines were pattern recognition machines. Pattern recognition machines. And it's that pattern recognition that isn't very good. Pattern recognition is what makes you a racist.
Let's check, baby, how you doing?
Pattern recognition is what makes
Scott emojis in the chat, let's go.
a sexist. Everything bad. Because your patterns are all you have. You're not really a logical person who reasons everything out. Your brain isn't big enough. You wouldn't have enough time. So instead you default to these little biases which are determined by pattern. We're pattern recognition machines. Pattern recognition machines. Your patterns are all you have. You're not really a logical person. Now the problem is, many of those patterns are fake.
Except for Scott.
3 Elbonians in your life, and
If that has one.
slap you in the face with a glove.
A 3, 2,
Next time you
1.
met an Elbonian, you'd be like, oh, no thank you. I don't want to get slapped in the face with a glove. The last 3 Elbonians were pretty rough on me. But it's only 3 Elbonians. The odds that your pattern is predictive, probably low. Probably low. We fall victim to patterns, but you can also use patterns to convince people of things. If you are consistent, people will say, oh, this person's always honest. So patterns are a tool, but they're also our biggest defect. They're also our biggest defect. We're pattern recognition machines. Pattern recognition machines. Your patterns are all you have. You're not really a logical person. We're pattern recognition machines. Pattern recognition machines. Your patterns are all you have. You're not really a logical person.
Shit goes hard. Shouts out to my guy Scott! Scott forever! Hey, what's up, Herco? Says this is so much better than the World Cup halftime show. What's going on the World Cup halftime show? I bet we've got superior graphics. I bet we do. Do they got lands? We got lands. Check this out. We got lands. This is supposedly an ocean. Not supposedly. Of course it's an ocean. Look at it. It's beautiful. We got dunes. We got a forest, a firefly forest. This is what it looks like at night. Where's night mode? Was night mode D or N? D. There you go. Look. This is what it looks like at night. Imagine it was night. It was kind of spoopy. We're going back to daytime. Oh yeah, day mode. We got clouds in the day. Do you understand? Do you understand? Now, you might be listening to this and not looking. If you have an opportunity to look, I'd look. If you're on YouTube, you can look. If you're on Spotify, you can now look. The visuals of the podcast go up on Spotify as well now. If you're just on audio, then how could we describe what we're seeing here? Chat, how do we describe this glory? This is sort of like ZX Spectrum era pixel graphical glory. We currently have here a sea. We've got clouds floating. We have these birds. There's some sorts of things floating around. It's frankly glory. It's glory is what it is. Shecky says, one halftime show is killing me. This is 100 million times better. Correct her. Or Sivian says, I prefer the Dontron to the World Cup halftime show. Facts. There you go. Hercules is going to help me make a new Dontron later today. He's got some ideas. for some graphical glory that he wants to witness. These are the snow peaks. Do you like them? Look, there's snowing up here. There's clouds. There's waves of glory. How could anyone do drugs when you could just program a audio reactive visualizer for your live streams?
And then, of course,
that's what I want to know. Scoop says, "What's up, Mazlantis?" Good point. Full Killer says Atari graphics. Yeah, they are very Atari.
and then, of course,
Scoop says beautiful visuals. Thank you very much. Shecky says 2600. All that. All that. Well, we are here, and I hope you enjoy this show.
and then, of course, and then, of course,
It's a beautiful day to be alive. Here at the peak of recorded human civilization.
Broadcasting live from the peak of recorded human civilization. You're listening to Akira the Dawn.
and then, of course,
You know, you can always refinance your mortgage. We had a 15-year on our beet farm, paid it off early. Yeah, well, you know what? Nobody cares about your stupid beet farm. Beets are the
and then, of course,
worst. People love beets. Who likes beets? Nobody likes beets, Dwight. Why don't you grow something that everybody does like? You should grow candy.
and then, of course,
Who likes beets? Who likes beets? Who likes beets? Nobody likes beets. You should grow candy. Who likes beets? Nobody likes beets. You should grow candy. I love a piece of candy right now. A lot of beet. I love a piece of candy right now. Love beet. Who likes beets? Who likes beets? Who likes beets? Nobody likes beets. You should grow candy. Who likes beets? Nobody likes beets. You should grow candy. Who likes beets? Who likes beets? Who likes beets? Nobody likes beets. You should grow candy.
So, what instead, therefore, if we see that you can't outwit yourself, you can't be unself-conscious on purpose, you can't be designedly spontaneous, and you cannot be genuinely loving by intending to love. By intending to love. Either you love someone or you don't.
Idiot someone or you don't.
Either you love someone or you don't.
Either you love someone or you don't.
If you pretend to love a person, you deceive them and build up reasons for resentment. You say, well, I ought to be honest. That's the beginning. Oh, so many lies you can't imagine. So many lies you can't imagine. Either you love someone or you don't. Either you love someone or you don't.
Either you love someone or you don't.
Like when I hear a lot said about love, big love thing on. Everybody's got to love everybody. They sing songs about love. Do you know what I do? I buy a gun and bar my door because I know there's a storm of hypocrisy brewing. I buy a gun and bar my door because I know there's a storm of hypocrisy brewing.
Maybe you love someone or you don't. Maybe you love someone or you don't.
Either
You love someone or you don't. Either you love someone or you don't. Either you love someone or you don't. Either you love someone or you don't.
Motion itself is a function of relation. For example,
Let's crack and
only
gang.
one object, one small...
Just a mid-dose stream? Heck yeah, says Tahani. What's up? Exactly that.
Nobody knows whether it's moving. Because you can't tell whether it's approaching anything or whether it's going away from anything. Because there's nothing else. So in that state of affairs, no motion exists. But if we introduce a second ball into the picture, and the two either come towards each other or go away from each other, then we can say that both of them, or either of them, is in motion. We can't decide which is the one that's doing the moving. Could be one, could be the other. Now we'll put three balls into space, and we find two of them staying together, and the other one going away. Now, it's up to the two of them to decide whether the other one is going away from them or they're going away from the other, because two is the majority. And the vote always, of course, goes to the majority. The universe being basically a democratic organization. And so it goes. Now, once you've got that, you can see that motion is a form of relationship. Let me put it in another way. Energy is a form of relationship. If the universe is basically a play of energy, then you can say energy and relationship go together. Now, what is this saying? This is saying that being Existence itself is relationship.
That's how it goes.
So it goes, so it goes, so it goes,
So it goes.
so it goes, so it goes, so it goes, so it goes.
So it goes. So it goes. So it goes.
Let me give you a practical exercise. Tonight, when you go home, take your desire, whatever it may be, and create a scene that would imply its fulfillment. Make it as natural as possible. If your desire is for a new home, feel yourself living in that home. Feel the texture of the furniture. Walk from room to room. Feel the joy of ownership. Then, and this is crucial, don't try to make it happen. Simply know that by feeling the reality of it, you have set in motion the law that must bring it into your physical experience. Your physical experience. Remember, the feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. Not the trying, not the effort, but the feeling. Remember, the feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. Not the trying, not the effort, but the feeling. Feel as you would. Feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. Not the trying, not the effort, but the feeling. Remember, the feeling is the secret.
What's up?
Feeling is the secret.
What's up, Black and Blue fans? What up, Keep Black?
The effort, but the feeling.
Good to see you.
You would feel if your desire were already a physical fact. Persist in that feeling and watch how life rearranges itself to match your assumption. Now let me address something that often confuses people. They ask, but Neville, doesn't this mean we should do nothing? No, that's not what I'm teaching. Action will come, but it will be inspired action, not forced action. You assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You will be moved to take whatever action is necessary, but it will feel natural and effortless. Remember, the feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. Not the trying, not the effort, but the feeling. Remember, the feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. Not the trying, not the effort, but the feeling. Think of a composer writing music. He doesn't try to compose, he listens inwardly and records what he hears. Think of a great artist painting. They don't try to paint, they allow the image to express itself through them. This is how you must be with your desires. The great secret is this: the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the very feeling that seals its fulfillment. The more you try to get it, the more you affirm its absence. But when you live in the end, when you possess it in consciousness, the trying ceases, and the having begins. The trying ceases, and the having begins. Remember, the feeling is the secret.
Feeling is secret. Feeling is secret.
Not the trying, not the effort.
Trying, not the effort.
Remember, the feeling is the secret.
Feeling is secret.
Feeling is the secret.
Feeling is secret.
Not the trying, not the effort, but the feeling.
Feeling is the secret from the album Stop Trying. Shouts out everybody logged in. It's a beautiful day, is it not? Key Black, happy anniversary. Akira, hey, thank you. What anniversary is it today? Or dost thou refer to my marriage anniversary, which was earlier this week? That's probably the case, and thank you. 15 years of wedded bliss. 15. were, of course, together for a while before that. Feeling is a secret. Feeling is a secret. And I do recommend it. Marriage is one of these things, like children, that you have know about unless you actively engage in it. You might think as an uncle that you know what having children is about. You do not. I've uncled without having a child, completely different thing. Obviously, I mean, if you think about it for more than 2 seconds, it's clearly the case. Similarly, being married is nothing like not being married. And certainly being married for periods of time, there are things that occur, there are things that you get that are only possible as a direct result of that investment of time, energy, love, effort, all of those things. You cannot get it any other way. It is literally impossible. There are aspects of existence that you will know nothing about if you do not do that, if you do not push through when you have to push through, if you do not fight when you need to fight, if you do not love when you need to love, by Jove. There are things that will be absent from your experience in this realm. So I do recommend it. I mean, there's many reasons to recommend it, but that is one reason to recommend it. If you're here, if you're engaging in this system, if you're playing this game, like, it's like playing the game and then ignoring the main mission or some shit. You know what I mean? It's like just doing the I don't know, doing side quests. You know, side quests are good, but there's a whole ass game to play, baby. Strong Coffee Please says congrats, thank you very much. Feeling is the secret.
The fact that life is transient is part of its liveliness. The poets, in speaking of the transience of the world, always utter their best poetry. You know, our revels now are ended. And these our actors, as I foretold you, are all spirits, and are melted into air. Thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great earth itself, fie, all which it inherit will dissolve. And like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made of. We are such stuff as dreams are made of. We are such stuff as dreams are made of. And our little life is rounded with a sleep. So well, it doesn't seem so bad after all, does it? You see, there's always in the poetry of evanescence a kind of funny nostalgia. Moralists will say, those lovely lips delight to kiss today will in a few years rot and disclose the grinning teeth of a skull. So what? The skull says, lying in the grass. Chattering finch and waterfly are not merrier than I. Here among the flowers I lie, laughing everlastingly. No, I may not tell the best. Surely, friends, I could have guessed. Death was but the good king's jest. It was hid so carefully.
Next stage in the mystery of the human development is that of old age coming on. Just about when you learn how to do what they've been trying to teach you, and you begin to fumble. Then you have to put stuff together, and for another few years, act as though you still could do it. And then everybody else begins to see you. He's not doing so well. They put another waiter in to take over the job for you and that kind of thing. You're gradually eased out. You're gradually eased out. The first half of life, when there's a knock on the door, you think, here it comes. Here it comes. And the last half of life, when there's a knock on the door, you think, here it comes. Here it comes.
What's up, Chad?
In other words,
Killer, what's cracking?
the first
Three Vids, what's up?
local social mythology was to
Austin, what's up?
from childhood dependency to responsibility in terms of
Andrew Pullman, what's up?
And then just about when you're beginning to feel good about it all, the society that has said you've got to do what we want begins to say, well, looks as though you can't do what we want, so you're on your own. Then you have what's called a nervous breakdown. The first half of life, when there's a knock on the door, you think, here it comes. Here it comes. And the last half of life, when there's a knock on the door, you think, here it comes. Here it comes. The next problem then, in a mythological order that is going to take care of us, is to tell us what to do with our psyches when that begins to happen. The economic problem isn't the main one. Not that somebody should, give you a fishing rod and send you out fishing and then have dinner for you and come home. It's what are you going to do with that power inside? What are you going to do with that power inside? What are you going to do with that power inside? What are you going to do with that power inside? What are you going to do with that power inside? The first half of life, when there's a knock on the door, you think, here it comes. Here it comes. And the last half of life, when there's a knock on the door, you think, here it comes. Here it comes. You've become somewhat aware of the world, of the mystery of the world, and you just don't want to go doodling along with silly little children's tasks, and that's not what you're worth. It's not what you're ready for. There are problems to face. The most challenging one is man is the only animal that knows he's going to die. And as soon as you fumble that ball, it's coming. It's coming. The first half of life, when there's a knock on the door, you think, here it comes. Here it comes. And the last half of life, when there's a knock on the door, you think, here it comes. Here it comes. So we find this wonderful problem, and the mythologies in general, the religions, have served it. They have provided images, tasks, discipline that carry the child from childhood dependency to responsibility. Rather simple responsibilities, those that the society says you've got to accept. And then they've provided a way out. They tell you that daddy will be up there and you're going back home.
Joseph Campbell. Here It Comes from the album. What album was that on? Was that on Songs of Mythology? I think it was. Red Cloud Lord, what's cracking, you leg? And of ledge. So great to have you back in the States, brother. God bless and power on. Life is meaning. Ain't it just? Ain't it just? Appreciate you. Sparky Sparky says, happy you're back in the US. Love, 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 love your mixes. Hey, thank you so much. New mixes coming soon. New albums coming soon. New records coming soon. Streams, all of it. Been building the new studios here. My friend, who... An interesting fellow. Anyway, he hit me up earlier, asked me what I was up to. And he said, what kind of studio are you building? I said, well, I'm building multiple studios. I'm building a recording studio, a live streaming studio, video editing station, music video recording, and photography studio. Because these are all things that I do on a pretty much daily basis and require dedicated space for. That's what I've been up to these past month or so. And as you might have noticed, the streaming studio is working because we've been streaming. Recording studio is pretty much done now, so I can start making songs. Got a lot of work to do in various places, but we are now at a, I would say, functional level for a lot of it. Yoga Max says Wave Lord Studios. I do still need a name for this studio. Over the years, you might have noticed, for a long time they were just called Don Studios 1, Don Studios 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Then they started becoming where they were, since I was all over the place. We had Don Studios Texas. We had Don Studios LA. We had Don Studios Playa del Carmen Mark 1. Don Studios Playa del Carmen Mark 2. We are now in Nashville, of course. Captain Jack messaged me, he just said DSTN. We shall see. It is yet to be decided, but it was decided the other day that this machine is the Dontron. Who came up with that? Who was that? They should probably get some kind of recognition in the community for their contribution to the law. But it did occur. Anyway, I would say that it is time for an international high five, and I would say for the international high five today, I would love it if you could let me know where you are, and let me know if you were if you were talking to someone who'd yet to live. They were considering having a life. They were considering being alive here in this realm that we are currently engaged in. What would you suggest to them as a sort of non-optional aspect that they really should check out? Like I was saying earlier, I think you should definitely have marriage. I definitely recommend. It's great. I also definitely recommend fatherhood. If that's something you could do, I definitely recommend those. What else? I also recommend this. This is very good. This is the Black Monster. This is pretty good. I'm enjoying this. I'm a fan of black cherry flavored beverages, and this is a good one. What about you? Let me know where you are and something that you would recommend to those as a just you really should do it. If you're having a go at life, you should try this. Yoga Mac, Monolith of Meaning, Meaning Lift. That's right. That's right here. This is like the first one. This was the first one, and I have it. Now, other ones existed. There was a purple one that was made for one of the JBP Wave campaigns. It looks beautiful. I don't have that. I wish I did. It looked incredible. There's a Jocko one. Was that red, I believe? Like a red glossy thing. Pretty amazing. This survived very well in its time in storage. It's kind of, look, it's beautiful. It's brushed steel. Incredible. P Black says still have the purple one.
I said what I had to say. I'm sure that I could have done it better, and many people have told me how I could have done it better, although it didn't mean they would actually do it. And my job was at risk, serious risk for about 2 months, and it destabilized my family. Being very brave about this, so thumbs up to them, man. Here's the optimistic news. The university has left me alone completely. I shook hands with the dean 2 weeks ago. We're on friendly terms. They don't want this to go any farther than it has already. The students were tremendously welcoming when I came back to teach in January. I haven't had a single negative incident at the university, and I've received thousands of letters from people all over the world, all of which have been in support. I've received 2 negative letters. That's it. 2. People have an inchoate longing to have the sort of thing that we're talking about articulated, and so don't be thinking you're alone. It's just that people can't talk, they're afraid to talk, or they don't know what to say, and those are real problems. So if you're reasonably articulate, start talking, sharpen yourself up. I mean, the enemy is a cloud. They're a cloud of gnats. They're only courageous in groups. They're only courageous in mobs. If you stand your ground and don't apologize and articulate things properly, they'll disperse around you like they're not even there. Most of it's illusion. Most of it's illusion.
Dewey in Newfoundland. Keep yourself busy with something you love doing, especially if it helps other people along the way. Scoops82 says, I didn't have the funds for a Meaning Wave monolith at the time. I'm hoping they'll be offered again one day. Hebrew Nazarite says, Yo, Akira, still digging your gym motivation playlist after all these years. Golden stuff, man. Do you mean the Get After It playlist that's on Spotify and YouTube and so on? I do update that. That has been being updated. That's there's only so many playlists that you can give attention to. I've discovered I was trying to do too many at one point, but that's one that I update regularly. And that one's got quite a lot of followers on Spotify. I think it's got 10,000 or something. Which is pretty good for a playlist. And I will continue to create music in that vein because it's very important. My wife still listens to all the Jocko albums in the gym, all the time. Yoga Mac, my 6-year-old niece had a birthday party at the park yesterday. A foam party. Lots of bubbles, easy cleanup, great memories. If that isn't nice, I don't know what is. You haven't lived until you have a foam zone for your birthday. I never have. I never did. I've never had a foam thing. My association with foam is I remember when I was younger, there used to be these nightclubs in the little town I lived in Wales. Basically, once you got to about 14, they'd let you in if you were a girl. So all the girls who were 14 in our school were going to nightclubs. They wouldn't let us in. I think eventually they let me into one when I was about, maybe I was late 14. I think they just felt sorry for me because I stood outside this club for 4 hours and pretty much all my friends had got in. Anyway, they would have foam parties in these things, which is basically essentially like a sneaky way of doing a wet t-shirt contest, frankly. So my association with foam parties was always like that. I thought of them in that way. I never thought of it as a nice, fun family thing you could do, and I suppose it is. Andrew Pullman, I'm in Australia. I would recommend getting at least 1 or 2 ride or die friends. With friends, it's always quality over quantity. That is so real. That is so real. I saw a meme recently, which I quite liked. It was something along the lines of, someone saying that no one ever talks about the real feat of Jesus in his 30s having more than 12 friends. But part of that is because one realizes the older one gets how important the real friends are. And you can actually only, there's studies on this, you can only be seriously friendly with like a small amount of people. I think it's like 3 or 5 or something like that. The brain doesn't have the capacity to hold that many people. What's also interesting, by the way, is I was doing the math on like how many kids one could have if one had kids like when one was like 18 and one had like, I can't remember how many I said. I think I said like 4. I think I kept it simple. And if those kids had kids at 18 and then their kids had kids at 18, if you lived to be 90, how many descendants would you have? And the answer was, I can't remember the exact number, but it was exactly the same amount of people that you would have in a small hamlet in the medieval period, which is often considered to be the ideal size of a society. That's the size of a society at which you can remember the names of everybody. Above that, you can't remember the amount of the names and remember something about the people. So you can be very, very intimate with a small amount of people, right? 4 or 5 or something. And then you can be, conversationally intimate to the point of knowing people's names and what have you, with the amount of people that you could generate from one person if you had a bunch of kids starting at like 18, I think it was. And that was quite mad because it's so very specific. But so anyway, yeah, I'm going to start a hamlet, I think. I think I need my own hamlet. So if you want to be in the hamlet, just let me know. Chad, Ottawa, Canada, I would recommend that you join a community on public speaking, like Toastmasters. What is that? Is that like a way to learn public speaking? That's a good idea. A lot of people go through life not being able to do such things and being screwed. Zeus Laser, the producer, Arkansas, go camping in nature. Good point. Some people have never done that, imagine. Black and Blue Fins in Boston would highly recommend they listen to JBP Wave 6. Exactly. Chad, this JBP and soft sax is fire, isn't it just? Yoga Mac, Ride or Die Road Dogs is deep. Thanks for including that prime gem. That was a good gem, wasn't it? Red Cloud Lord, Potomac Highlands of West Virginia. Shouts out to you. Kamaish Kyla from Fla Fla. What's up, Kyla? Love the Lord. Stay in motion. Get creative. Also, yeah, bubble trucks are amazing. What's a bubble truck? Is that a euphemism? What's a bubble truck? Hebrew Nazarite Jerusalem. I recommend keeping an open channel of communication between oneself and the Creator. That is, I think, a good idea. Otherwise, that channel might be used by someone else for something else, for one. Austin Zunbrunnen, Texas. Mama called me today on some 12 rules for life-ish, observing parenting techniques. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Send us a Music Plus for her listening enjoyment. Exactly. Everyone here is very smart, have you noticed? Red Cloud Lord, Potomac Highlands of West Virginia. See another culture in another part of the world. Yeah, why not? Might make you appreciate your own, for one. Sahani in Splashville, USA, would recommend creating the thing you wish existed. There you go. Been telling my son that his whole life. It's a pretty surefire way to come up with something useful. good way to make money. If you want something to exist, then it doesn't. That means someone else will want it, and it just hasn't. No one else has done it yet. I wanted MEANINGWAVE to exist, and now it does. Hippie Happily, 5606 Denver. Get outside more. Do it for yourself. Also, listen to MEANINGWAVE.
There's this thing, Greg, it's called MEANINGWAVE.
It's not music, it's music plus.
Key Black, checking in from West Virginia, would recommend making a huge mistake. Discovering unconditional love and trying grilled eel on rice. Very specific. There. Very specific. Did I say, Sheila? Open mind, open heart, be kind always in Nashville? Come on, something my kids love is a truck that makes bubbles you can sort of swim in. The foam part you mentioned reminded me of that, so that's the bubble truck. That sounds insane. That doesn't even sound real. Yogi Roo Prithivaki K4U. Oi, oi, lads, I'm so glad we're streaming again. And now that I live in Freedom Land, I can actually catch these live. It's a miracle. Yoga Max sending much love and support to the Northern Canada, praying the wildfires cease and desist. We appreciate the phoenix rising from the ashes and aim to preserve as much peace as possible. I had no idea there was wildfires. Well, I join in that. Well, that was lovely, wasn't it? A truly international audience we have here today. Truly international gathering. From Nashville to Jerusalem and beyond. Let us therefore join ourselves across space, across time, with an international high five. Cock back yonder arm thing. 3, 2, 1. High five, brothers and sisters. High flipping five. Ah, yeah.
Which takes only a little time each. I want to tell you about a plan you can follow, which takes only a little time each day, 5 days a week, and which brings results out of all proportion of the time spent. For a moment, consider the things your mind has brought you. Everything you have, your work, your relationship with your family and others, your philosophy of life, all come to you as a result of using your mind.
Akira.
Now consider the estimate made by experts. You have probably been operating on less than 10% of your mental capacity, much less. Dr. Herbert Otto, psychologist, educator, and chairman of the National Center for the Exploration of Human Potential, reminds us that many well-known scientists, such as the late Abraham Maslow, Margaret Mead, Gardner Murphy, O. Spurgeon English, and Carl Rogers, subscribe with the hypothesis that man is using a very small fraction of his capacity. Margaret Mead quotes a 6% figure. Herbert Otto writes, my own estimate is 5% or less. Neurological research at the UCLA Brain Research Institute points to enormous abilities latent in everyone by suggesting an incredible hypothesis. The ultimate creative capacity of the human brain may be, for all practical purposes, infinite. Soviet encyclopedia from cover to cover and completely required courses of dozens of colleges. Now, this statement is hardly an exaggeration. the generally accepted theoretical view of man's mental potentiality. Infinite.
Yeah. Infinite potential. El Nightingale, make some noise for. Meaning Stream today is brought to you by the Meaningwave Classics Collection. Where's that gone? Oh, it is there. I think. Yeah, it is. But it wasn't for a second. The Meaningwave Classics Collection. It's back. Well, it's new. It's a new Classics Collection. All new Classics Collection over at meaningwave.com. And these are beautiful cotton garments that have the Meaningwave logo on them. That's what they are. Zero messing around. Represent the glory of Meaningwave with these fine items that we have in a variety of styles and colors and textures. You may notice that there one, for example, the white super vintage, the logo is rather distressed. You might notice there on the Meaningwave Classic sweatshirt here, it is less distressed, but it's still somewhat distressed. Look at that. You can see that close up. You can also get this in multiple colors. You can get purple and green and red and all sorts of things. Irish green, light blue, black and white, I would assume. I'm gonna hope. Light pink. Maybe not black and white. Interesting. So on that we have, I guess this is, I should check on our wifey. Okay, so we do have this black one and this white one. So you can have black and white sweatshirts, of course. Anyway, we've got long sleeve shirts, we've got hoodies in various colors, we've got these lovely hats. I'm wearing one of these hats right now in white. And t-shirts like this. I'm wearing one of these t-shirts right now in a sort of a light blue. Is this the wash denim? Yes, this is the wash denim that I'm wearing right now, and very lovely it is too. Head on over to meaningwave.com to support Meaningwave if you so wish. It is very useful to those of you that do. We are very, very grateful. Could not do it without you, frankly. Also, if you go to meaningwave.com, you'll see what we've been up to. Recent releases, mixes, etc. And of course, the merchandising. Also, if you want to support Meaningwave, you can hit this support button up there. And there you will find options to make donations via Venmo, PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Bitcoin, etc. And to those that support Meaningwave, we do indeed salute you. And we could not exist without you. So make some noise for yourselves. I have a tambourine.
Akira. Price discrimination is an important thing to understand. What it means is that you can charge people different things based on their propensity to pay. You're not allowed to charge different people different things just because you don't like them. You have to offer them a little something extra, but it has to be something that rich people care about. Business class seats will routinely cost 5 or 10 times what an economy class seat does, but it probably costs the airline just 2, maybe 3x to provide that. It's just the rich person is more willing to pay, so you have to give them the little things that they need extra to either signal they're rich or that little bit of comfort that they want. I get a lot of joy out of my morning coffee. If my coffee costs $20, I would pay $20 for my morning coffee. I get a lot of joy out of my morning coffee. If my coffee costs $20, I would pay $20 for my morning coffee.
Yo, speaking of which, I've been being recommended videos because I've been looking into various like home improvement sound stuff, and YouTube started recommending me videos about really expensive speakers. I had no idea. So people are spending not just tens of thousands of dollars on speakers, but hundreds of thousands of dollars on speakers, and then they're putting them in rooms that aren't treated. And obviously it sounds like shit. It's amazing. I think it's one of these things like art galleries that seems to be some way of laundering money. I'm not sure. Angie Pullman, during all the live streams in COVID, I was working from home. Now I have an amazing job right when the streams are ramping up again. It's like the universe telling me I'm where I'm meant to be. I think it is. New Barbecue, Akira, any update on when the signed canvas prints might be going out? That'll be soon, actually. That will be very soon. I will be, as mentioned earlier, the recording studio is almost at a state of readiness. And one of the first things I need to do is Wave Rider. And yes, there'll also be the prints. So that'll be shortly, and you'll see a video of me doing them. That's cool, isn't it? New Barbecue, I think audiophiles just have unlimited funds. Well, they should send them in my direction then. Hi, audiophiles. New Barbecue, I'm drinking a White Monster now. Lol, the big one with the lid. Hercules got me one of those when I got here.
Price discrimination gets used a lot in enterprise software.
Pretty amazing invention, really.
The free version will do almost everything. But then if you want the version that's a little extra secure or hosted on your site or has multi-user administration so the IT person can monitor everything that's going on, you suddenly find yourself paying 10, 100, or infinite times as much as you go from a free product to a priced product.
Hi, Claude.
Concept is consumer surplus and producer surplus, which is the excess value that somebody gets, even though they were willing to pay more. The product was priced the same for everybody. I get a lot of joy out of my morning coffee. If my coffee costs $20, I would pay $20 for my morning coffee. I get a lot of joy out of my morning coffee. If my coffee costs $20, I would pay $20 for my morning coffee. But Starbucks doesn't know that. It can't price the coffee at $20 just for me because it's selling the exact same product. So I'm getting a lot of consumer surplus out of the coffee. And all businesses generate consumer surplus. There are a lot of people who are willing to pay more than what Amazon charges them for all their services. I get a lot of joy out of my morning coffee. If my coffee costs $20, I would pay $20 for my morning coffee. I get a lot of joy out of my morning coffee. If my coffee costs $20, I would pay $20 for my morning coffee.
I need your coffee to go.
When did this come out? Like 2023?
I need your coffee to go.
This is one of those songs that's going to date so badly. I was watching Pulp Fiction with my son. Introduced my son to Pulp Fiction, the diner scene.
I need your coffee to go.
Where Vega and Mia Wallace go to the diner. She orders a $5 shake and he's freaked out. He's like, that's a shake? That's milk and ice cream, it's $5. It's funny, with Pulp Fiction, I saw Pulp Fiction pretty much when it came out. I was like 14 years old. And it felt like a period piece. But in retrospect, I realized it's set when it was released. It is set in the early 90s. So anyway, in the early 90s, $5 was an obscene amount of money for a milkshake. You try and buy a milkshake now. A $5 milkshake. I don't think you could get a $5 milkshake now. Anyway, so you had the $20 coffee. When I got here, I took my son to, we're exploring the local coffee shop. And 2 coffees and a cookie was like $22. 2 coffees and a cookie.
I need a coffee.
$22. I discovered, right, Nashville's quite, one of the things in Nashville that is like famous, sort of, is like this chicken place, but now I've just forgotten the name of it. They opened a new one just recently.
Go.
Someone in the chat will correct me on this. I've suddenly completely gone blank on the famous chicken shop. But anyway, it's cheaper to get the famous chicken for me and my son than it was to get a couple coffees and a cookie.
I need a coffee to go.
Anyway, shouts out Faller Adam.
I need a coffee to go.
Appreciate the support. It says blessings on you and your family, brother.
Go.
And that really does seem to be the case.
I need a coffee.
Appreciate you.
Go.
Jackie just made smoothies for the fam. Good for you.
Go.
Black and Blue Finn said, Akira, the only man to get a speeding ticket going in reverse.
Coffee to go.
Did I get a ticket? Did I only see no ticket.
I need a coffee to go.
Ain't no one ticketing me.
I need a coffee to go. Go.
Hattie Bees. That's right, Tahani. Hattie Bees is the correct answer.
Go.
Hattie Bees is the famous chicken that's cheaper than coffee.
Go. I need a coffee to go. I need a coffee to go. Go.
My morning drop.
I would pay anything for it.
Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if God so clothes the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you?
Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith.
Shall he not much more clothe you? Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? Those are famous lines. That's sort of Christ the hippie, right? It's like, hey, let it all hang out, do your thing, and everything will come to you. But that's seriously not the proper interpretation, because there's a kicker with this. And the kicker is this: for your heavenly Father knows you have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. That's a lot different than the hippie thing. That's a lot different than the hippie thing, right? That's a lot different than the hippie thing. That's a lot different than the hippie thing, right? That's a lot different than the hippie thing. That's a lot different than the hippie thing, right? That's a lot different than the hippie thing. That's a lot different than the hippie thing, right? There's a very, very, very interesting idea here. It's certainly one of the most profound ideas that I've ever encountered. if you configure your life so that what you are genuinely doing is aiming at the highest possible good, then the things that you need to survive and to thrive on a day-to-day basis will deliver themselves to you. If you dare to do the most difficult thing that you can conceptualize, your life will work out better than it will if you do anything else. Well, how are you going to find out if that's true? There's no way you're going to find out whether or not that's true unless you do it. You have to be all in this game. All in this game. All in this game. All in this game. O ye of little faith.
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 Ever since I can remember anything at all, the light, the smell, the sound and motion of the sea has been pure magic. Has been pure magic.
Ever since I can remember anything at all, the light, the smell, the sound, the motion of the sea has been pure magic. It's been pure magic.
Even the mere intimation of its presence. Gulls flying a little way inland. The quality of light in the sky beyond hills which screen it from view. The lowing of foghorns in the night. If ever I have to get away from it all, and in the words of a Chinese poet, wash all the wrongs of life from my pores, there's simply nothing better than to climb out onto a rock and sit for hours with nothing in sight but sea and sky.
Ever since I can remember anything at all, the light, the smell, the sound, the motion of the sea has been pure magic. It has been pure magic.
Although the rhythm of the waves beats a kind of time, it's not clock or calendar time. It has no urgency. It's timeless time. Because I know I'm listening to a rhythm which has been just the same for millions of years. And it takes you out of the world of relentlessly ticking clocks
Clocks, for some reason or other, always seem to be marching, and armies never march to anything but doom. But there's no marching rhythm in the motion of waves. It harmonizes with the breath. It does not count our days. Its pulse is not in the stingy spirit of measuring, of marking out how much still remains. It's the breathing of eternity. Like the Brahma of Indian mythology, who inhales and exhales, manifests and dissolves the worlds endlessly, forever. As a mere conception, that sounds appallingly monotonous. Until you listen to the breaking and washing of waves.
Since I can't remember anything at all, the light, the smell, the sound, the motion of the sea, it's been pure magic. It's been pure magic. Ever since I can remember anything at all, the light, the smell, the sound, the motion of the sea, it's been pure magic. And it's been pure magic.
Akira the Don and Alan Watts, pure magic right there. How are you doing? This has been a stream of meaning. Broadcast live in Don Studios, Nashville, on a Sunday afternoon in July of the year 2026 AD. While the World Cup was going on, and I was not paying attention. What up, Free Consciousness? Good to see you. What up, Chad? What up, Jackie? What up, Zeus Laser, the producer, formerly Ayasoya. Oh, Killer, what's up? Big Bad Wolf, what's cracking? Hebrew Nazarite, what's cracking? Shouts out to everybody locked in.
That dissolves the worlds endlessly, forever. As a mere conception, that sounds appallingly monotonous. Until you listen to the breaking and washing of waves.
Ever since I can remember anything at all, the light, the smell, the sound, the motion of the sea, it's been pure magic. It's been pure magic. Ever since I can remember anything at all, the light, the smell, the sound, the motion of the sea, it's been pure magic, yeah. And it's been pure magic.
Good morning, Cosmic Kangaroo. Angie Pullman says we have it a ball anyway. Ha 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 ha. Free Consciousness, may God be with you. Thank you very much. Big love regulators from Sheila. Zen Zero just tuned into the live stream, doing great now. Congratulations, glad you're here. What's way for life, exactly. Red Cloud Lord, love you, brother. It's a glorious day. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for being here. It is indeed a beautiful day.
Have you made your ancestors' sacrifice worthwhile today?
Our being. We don't always experience our peace and happiness are the very nature of our being. And we are always experiencing our being. Then why don't we experience peace and happiness all the time? The reason is simple. Whilst we are always experiencing our being, we don't always experience our being clearly, as it essentially is. Our being is entangled with the content of experience. When we drink tea, coffee, or wine, we are mostly drinking water, but we don't realize we are drinking water, as the water is mixed with various flavors, sweet or bitter. It is the same with ourself or being. In every experience we have, whether pleasant or unpleasant, we are experiencing our being. Being is shining clearly.
If peace and happiness make up our being, how can it be so? That isn't all I know. Yeah, whether waking or if it's in a dream, but all that's in between is the shining of being.
In the midst of each experience, in all these drinks, tea, coffee, orange juice, and so on, the water is the thirst-quenching element. Likewise, our being is the thirst-quenching element in all experience. That is, our being is the only element of experience that can truly satisfy our longing for peace and happiness. The experiences of peace, happiness, and love are the shining of being in the midst of experience.
If peace and happiness make up our being, how can it be so? That isn't all I know. Yeah, whether waking or if it's in a dream, in all this other being is the shining of being.
Life is but a stream, baby. And this was ours on this fine day. Big shouts out to the Dontron for providing these wonderful visuals. I shall be doing some more work on it later. I need a whole array of wave scenes, just kind of expanding upon this one, I think. But also ones where we're going through the ocean and so on and so forth. I'm very happy with this aesthetic. Hercules and I are going to be making a Dontron as well. Possibly kind of a different sort of a thing. Thank you to everyone locked in. Everyone who was here, everyone who chatted, everyone who did not chat. Shouts out those who supported the stream. Zeus Laser. Ciao, ciao. Red Cloud Lord. Fallout Adam. Appreciate all of you. As always, if you want to support Meaning Wave, head on over to meaningwave.com. We've got the brand new classics line out now. You too can have a nice t-shirt like the one I'm wearing, or a lovely hat like the one I'm wearing. There's also links to where you can join the Patreon, send a one-time donation, or even 17 bitcoins if you so wish. Back very soon. I look forward to seeing you again then. If you're watching the football, I hope all your dreams came true. Love to you and your family. Good night and God bless.
Akira.
The Dawn.
But by this means of effortless effort, the individual changes his policy. And a good example of this method of changing is in the selection of an adequate vocal coach if you intend to take singing lessons. In the, shall we say, robusto style, the principal problem was to open your mouth and bellow. And nearly all, many of the older singers were quite content and happy if they could rattle the chandeliers in the back of the opera house. Then it was gradually discovered that this was the best way to ruin a voice that there was. These voices were damaged, and damaged terribly. Today we know that the best way to learn to vocalize is to reduce effort. Today we know that the best way to learn to vocalize is to reduce effort. The principal problem that every singer has to get rid of is his own throat. If he could lose it, he would sing better. Get his mind off of the noise he is making. Relax and allow the breath to move as it will. And if he controls the breath with a minimum of mental energy, he will produce a pure tone. Well, if he gets behind it and shoves with everything he has, he will develop only a badly pressured, badly trained voice. Today we know that the best way to learn to vocalize is to reduce effort. Today we know that the best way to learn to vocalize is to reduce effort. Same thing in life. Same thing in life. The purpose of life is to use a minimum amount of energy to attain maximum results. Minimum amount of energy, maximum results. Minimum amount of energy, maximum results. Minimum amount of energy, maximum results. Same thing in life. Minimum amount of energy, maximum result. Same thing in life.
MEANINGWAVE.com. Because happiness is a side effect of meaning.